The image presents two figures, both masked in different ways. The foreground features a solemn, veiled face with hollow eyes, a sharp, angular nose, and lips that seem slightly pursed, as if caught between speech and silence. The texture of the mask suggests something stitched together, an identity assembled from parts rather than grown whole. Behind, a more ominous form looms, a skeletal, scarecrow-like figure hoisted on a wooden frame, its head bearing antlers, its body dressed in a vestment of tattered cloth. Weighted discs hang from the crossbeam like burdens or symbols of trials endured. The expression of the masked figure in the foreground is unreadable, while the scarecrow's twisted, grinning face suggests something sinister or perhaps defiant. This image embodies the tension between appearance and essence, form and emptiness. The masked figure suggests a person weighed down by the identities they carry, the expectations draped over them by self and society. The scarecrow, bound yet standing, is a construct, a symbol of what we prop up for others to see, even as we feel hollow inside. Zen asks us, which is real? The face behind the mask, or the one we choose to wear? If we strip away all illusion, what remains? The structure of the scarecrow-like figure evokes hexagram 47, kun, oppression, exhaustion. It speaks of struggle, of being pressed down by external forces, but maintaining internal resilience. There is an element of endurance, bearing burdens, taking on responsibilities, and being shaped by them. Yet, kun also reminds us that constraints, though painful, can be the catalyst for great transformation. One must recognize which burdens are necessary for growth and which are self-imposed weights that can be discarded. He who defines himself can never know who he truly is. The veiled figure and the scarecrow both bear signs of imposed identity, masks, costumes, and weights, each layer distancing them from their truest nature. The Tao teaches that forcing oneself into rigid roles, whether through social pressure or self-perception, leads to suffering. Like a river, we must learn to flow around obstacles rather than clutching them tightly to our chest. We see this image as a meditation on self-imprisonment. The scarecrow, pinned in place, is an image of suffering, a body constructed to be seen rather than to live. The veiled figure represents another form of bondage, adherence to a persona we cannot shed. Suffering is often self-inflicted through clinging to identity, narrative, and ego. The question then becomes, can we let go of these constructions? And if we do, what remains? This image is a reminder that creativity is about shedding expectations. True art emerges when we strip away external influence and embrace vulnerability. The scarecrow represents the forced performance of creativity, something dressed up, displayed, made to serve a function. The veiled figure, in contrast, represents the artist who is still hiding, afraid of revealing their truest self. We encourage stepping into that fear, allowing the most raw and unfiltered work to come through. The image is a meditation on identity, burden, and the struggle to be seen. We all construct versions of ourselves, some for protection, some for performance, and some because we have forgotten who we were before the world told us who to be. The scarecrow bears the weight of existence without freedom, while the veiled figure hides behind layers of external expectation. The truth, as Zen teaches, is that neither of these constructs are real. To be free, one must first strip away the illusions of self and embrace emptiness not as void, but as possibility. Reflect on the masks you wear. What identities have been placed upon you? Which burdens do you carry out of duty, and which have you imposed upon yourself? Today, try shedding just one, whether by speaking an unfiltered truth, letting go of an expectation, or simply observing yourself without judgment. In that space of letting go, even for a moment, you may find something real.